Stop idolizing things and people that are of no use for you and refocus your mind on things that are truly important. That's coming up right now. As you read the title, I'd like to focus here basically in this video about on things that are highly significant to your on the way to your financial and freedom in general, because I wanted to talk about idolizing and things that we focus on and things that are of no use, and how to refocus on things that are truly valuable and really like important for us. By cutting to the chase, I mean things like, for example, sometimes when I browse my web browser, I see on the on the side of the site, I see things like, for example, there's pictures of these famous people, and they put in information topics like this particular celebrity. I'm not going to give out any names because it's unnecessary. This particular celebrity just got engaged to this and that person. This particular celebrity just lost, I don't know, 20-30 pounds, for example. This person, I don't know, wore a beautiful dress during some sort of banquet, whatever. I mean, I look at these things and I ask myself, who the hell cares? And who the F watches that kind of stuff? And then I figure out that it's something super important for you to tell you guys that what we focus on actually has very strong influence on our mind. And stop idolizing people and things that are of no use, that are dispensable for us actually. So one of the most important things you have to understand, that your brain is like your muscle. Everybody knows that in order to have beautiful shape, big muscles, results that we want, you have to train your muscles. It's the same thing with mind. You have to, you have to train your mind constantly. Same thing goes with muscles. Because if you don't if you don't train your muscles, right? For example, arm wrestle, biceps, and or many arm, muscles I'm pointing at right now. If you don't train them, and if you don't use them at all, they're gonna shrink. They're gonna get like frail and sort of wobbly. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's a lot of people worldwide whose brains are wobbly and frail, if you know what I mean. But there's also people worldwide, I mean, that are like big boys. You know what I'm saying? Like really big boys, but over here. That's why I'm saying that you have to train your mind, because your mind is your most important, most effective and significant tool that you have. Your mind, your brain is the thing that you have between your ears is the most valuable thing you have. And so I suggest you use it wisely. So the other thing I like to mention, that if you don't have to be a nutritionist or a professional sort of, I don't know, trainer, coach, to understand that in order to build up your body and to get a shape that you desire, to get a body you crave for, you have to fill your body with nutritions, ingredients, and that kind of stuff that are of a high value. So for example, if you want to get big, you got to lose fat, for example, and shift it with protein, what I'm saying, whey protein, whatever, and that kind of stuff. You have to drink a lot of water, so you have to get rid of all the toxic things in your body, like, I don't know, alcohol, for example. And one of the most important things, actually, on the way to build a successful body, is also to get rid of junk food, fast food, junk food. I'm not gonna give out any names, but okay, I'm gonna give like things like things like McDonald's, for example. I suggest that if you wanna build up your body, you have to get rid of food like KFC, McDonald's. I don't wanna give a bad name to these companies, because if you like, I'm not stopping you on for at eating these types of foods, but everyone knows that in order to get a good shape, you need to eat proper stuff, like the green stuff, a healthy stuff, drink water, and that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be necessarily a huge lifestyle, but you have to understand, you have to be aware that in order to get a good body, you need to eat healthy food. The same thing is with mind. in order to train your mind, you don't have to just use it, but you have to feed it also with, healthy food, not crap. So in order to have a healthy mind, you have to get rid of the junk food from your mind as well. And by junk food for your mind, I mean things like, well, things like I've mentioned previously. So what we focus on, things like, you know, um, reading, things that just, happen in the lives of some famous people, celebrities, or I don't know, watching too much television, especially these stupid shows where they show a lot of, it shows like romantic sort of TV shows where they talk about, the romantic kind of stuff, and bullshit that has nothing actually to do with real life, or that this person just fell in love with this person, but the problem is that he or she was in love with someone else, and intrigues and sort of conspiracies, excuse me, and that kind of stuff. No, 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 no. Stop with that. Stop with that. You know, bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Stop with that. Don't read. Don't watch that kind of stuff. Celebrities. She just lost 20 pounds. She will look beautiful in that dress. Okay, nice. But stop reading it on a consistent basis. Stop watching these TV shows every day. Stop watching, channels like MTV, and things like that have actually no value, are of no absolute value for you, your life, know your life, not your life, know your mind. You have to quit, watching, reading that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not suggesting you should just grab the TV, just pull that out of your wall and throw it throw it through the window, anything like that. Me, for example, I don't watch television at all. I don't watch television at all. I mean, if there's something interesting, like something really important, to see, or something like that happens once 6 months, per 6 months, or once a year, I watch. Like for example, I hang out with my friends. We don't really watch television because we talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? We turn off our mobile phones, put it on the table. Okay, we silence it because maybe might be some important call, but you don't see us like during conversation, face to face, and any of us just like we're talking, the other one's talking, you're pretending you're listening, but you're going through your mobile. No, put that stuff away. There's another issue that these days too many people, especially young people, just focus too much, spend too much time on mobiles. I mean, if you're learning, then it's the proper thing to do. But if you're just wasting your time reading stuff that has no value, it's like junk food for your mind. That's just one of the most important things right now. So about time, managing your time. I'm gonna be talking in another video, but because idolizing what we idolize is such an important thing on our way to our financial freedom, I have to talk about it. So excuse me, excuse me. But if you just simply if you watch television all day long, you have nothing else to do. We are limited on time. Okay, we are very short on time. Time passes by just like that. So it's very important what you focus on. So if you focus on things that have no value, when you watch too many movies, if you watch too many TV shows, you read too many the tabloids, or those magazines about celebrities, and that kind of stuff. Really, does it help you with your life? I mean, wouldn't it be better if you, instead of focusing on some other person's, special celebrities' lives, wouldn't it be better for you to focus on your life? I mean, I understand that a lot of people read about some famous rich people's lives because they would like to live the same way. So wouldn't it be better that instead of reading about this person's beautiful life, wouldn't it be better if you did something actually about your own life to make it look a little bit, at least a little bit more similar to the life of the person that you're reading about? You know what I'm saying? What we focus on, because that kind of stuff is junk food for our minds. So we have to quit. So I suggest you, to just quit, or at least minimize watching television and stuff that has no influence on you, or has bad influence. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, for example, read a book. I don't know. Me, for example, I started learning this year a foreign language. In this in particular example is Italian, and I decided that I'm gonna learn a foreign language Maybe not year by year, but at least this year, throughout the whole year, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna learn Italian. And I started learning Italian. I'm improving. I'm learning Italian like one up to an hour a day. Sometimes like can be an hour and 15 minutes. You know, if the lesson's like more difficult, and sometimes it can be like 30 minutes. And sometimes I learn like 20 minutes, for example, in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. I'm saying so. And I decided to learn, for example, foreign language in a year, and I am capable of learning this language by the end of this year, and to speak it actually proficiently, fluently, and no exaggeration. Why? Because I want to, and I focus on it. And even though I might not have ever actually an opportunity to speak Italian with anyone, I mean, who knows what life's going to bring. I mean, I like to travel to Italy as well. So okay, I like to travel to Italy. Okay, I like Italy itself. So there's a lot of people who I can talk to. Maybe somewhere in the future I'm gonna make businesses with Italians. I don't know, but in general, okay, it says even if it was like Cambodian language or whatever they have there in Cambodia, for example. I'm not traveling to Cambodia, so it might be something I'm not gonna use ever in my life. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be like, okay, I learned something new today. I achieved something actually, and I practiced my mind. What did you do today? What did you do in that time? You're gonna be like, oh, I read about this celebrity that did something stupid, now has problems, or I don't know, I read about this celebrity, or I watched this TV show where they show a lot of very common people's daily sort of issues. Okay, so did that influence your life? Did it have any value for you? Did it make you any stronger, faster, better, whatever? Did it like push you toward your goals, or making your life better, or whatever it is that you want? Did it? Because in my opinion, it did not. So what we focus on is very important. So I'm not saying that you should stop idolizing anybody. I'm telling you to start idolizing proper people, proper things, proper stuff. So for example, if you want to get rich in your life, I suggest you stop reading these magazines, watching these TV shows, and start maybe reading magazines about rich people and how did they become rich. Start watching TV shows where they show how people did manage their success, that kind of stuff. So quit eating junk food. Quit feeding your mind. I mean, you have to forfeit. You have to forfeit like feeding your mind with junk food, okay, and maybe start feeding your mind with things that are actually important, are significant, and valuable, and worthy. You know what I'm saying? So that your muscle, your brain, most important tool, your muscle might train and get bigger, sizes and more efficient. So wouldn't it be better for you if by the end of this year you'd be like, oh, I read this many books this year. I watched these TV shows where where I learned that and that. Obsession about making your life better, about progressing your life, enhancing is always a good thing. So whatever they say. So I read this. I once said, excuse me. I once read this sort of sentence, sort of. I don't know how to actually paraphrase it. So actually never mind. No, because I don't know how to quote it. Actually, I don't know how to say how it was like. I don't remember how it was like word to word. But it's like, for example, if you're addicted to something like drugs, for example, so wouldn't it be better if you were like addicted to sports instead, for example? So what do drugs give you? Nothing. Your body gets wasted. Your brain gets wasted. You just you weaken. But if you're addicted to sport, you only get better. Not only you get better shape and body, but your mind is also healthier as well. So wouldn't it be better if you were like addicted to things that are of high value, for example? Wouldn't it be better if things that you were addicted to, were obsessed with, were valuable for you and your life? So stop idolizing things, and stop watching TV shows and channels or reading magazines, or watch follow people's lives who have no impact on your life, or at least no good impact on your life, and start focusing on things that are important. Read books, watch interviews with people who made success, who That's like me, for example. You know, when I was me, for example, I love football. I love football. I loved football since I was a toddler. I was like, I was obsessed with football since I was little. I wanted to play football. It didn't work out for me, but it's okay. But I was really obsessed with football, and I love football to this day. You know, I have my own football team. There's a few football clubs, football teams I follow. But I'm not watching it on the internet or reading about it like every single day, or at least not in football, just in general. Why? Because for me it would be a waste of time. Not only because I'm an adult and I have to focus on things that are important in my life, I have to focus on useful things, but also because I choose to focus on things that are useful and healthier and have a better impact on me, have better influence on me and my life. So instead of like, okay, I can, if I have a lot of friends who like football as well. I can talk about football like for a very long time with them, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna talk with them like every single day for 2, 3, 4 hours. That would be like a waste of time. Okay, let's meet up like once a week. Let's talk about football for 2, 3 hours or whatever happened. Okay, okay, fine, but not every single day, because I choose to use that time with something that will teach me, that make me stronger, better, faster, whatever, right? That has better influence on me and my life. Like I said before, I'm constantly repeating that kind of stuff, but it's because I like it to set in your I like it to anchor sort of your somewhere in your subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? Get like really deep in there, so in your mind, so that you might maybe sort of repeat it on a consistent basis, so it actually hooks some of your thoughts in your subconscious mind, and it stays there and stays there for good. Because basically, like I said, what we focus on, it's the most important thing that has a huge influence on our lives. So stop feeding your mind with junk food, things that have no importance. Like I said, stop maybe spending too much time on Instagram, for example, Facebook. I know Facebook these days is like a newspaper, right? You get up, you drink a coffee, whatever, you open up apps like Instagram, you open Facebook, and you just read what's going on. But I mean, come on, for Christ's sakes, how much time can you spend on things like Facebook, on internet? If you're going through internet, if you want to like listen to some music, watch something to relax, okay, do it. But don't waste too much time, because we are very limited on time, and as the older we get, time flies faster. Focus on things that are of huge importance. Maybe focus on things that, like I said, can teach you something. Things that you can learn. Focus on people you can learn from. You can actually emulate. So that will be of high significance for you. So I highly recommend you do that and think about it, because it's something that's life-changing, and it's one of the most important sort of steps on your way to financial freedom and freedom just in general. So it's a very important step. What we focus on, we get. So would you like to receive some drama from an MTV show, or would you like to receive a better payment, thanks to which you can travel to some distant country like you always dreamed of traveling to? Well, what we focus on is what we get. It's all up to you what you decide to focus, what you decide to feed your mind with. So thanks for watching this video, and God bless.